of selling pressure. I'm going to attempt to give you an answer to that. I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to take you into the SPY and tell you what it is that I see happening there. I'm going to go over some hot stocks with you, and we're going to talk about what is going to move the markets this week. We've got some important data. We've got some important earnings. This is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for hitting the like. Hit the subscribe. I chart, I scalp, I invest, I trade, and I share it all with you guys. Make sure you get the next video by hitting that subscribe. Okay, let's dive into one of the biggest events that hopefully could turn this market around. And I'm going to again talk to you about some stocks that have been showing some strength while others have been showing weakness, because that is always a signal that when the markets turn around, they could really take off. I've got a pick for you there. I'm going to talk about our trade setups this morning and what it is that you need to begin to turn around your portfolio from going into the red and get it back into the green. All right, let's dive into it. Obviously, the biggest event we've got going on this week is Nvidia. Nvidia's earnings are Wednesday after market close, and folks are jittery about it. I'm going to take you into the problem. It all surrounds the Blackwell chip. While investors are excited about Blackwell's long-term opportunity, some are worried about what the near-term picture looks like given a shortage of the Blackwell product. In recent quarters, investors have wondered whether Nvidia could beat revenue expectations by around $2 billion while guiding for $2 billion plus in growth. According to Wedbush Securities analyst Matt Bryson, he thinks Nvidia faces a somewhat similar setup this time around. His own expectations are about $2 billion above the consensus view, both in terms of last quarter's revenue and this quarter's guidance. And so what the market's looking for is, again, outperformance. They're looking for Nvidia sort of a shock and awe, beat expectations, and then raise guidance looking further out. Otherwise, the stock is simply priced to perfection or overpriced if they're not on the same path of growth that they had been on in 2023 and 2024. If they give a hint of slowdown or if they have any problems, it's not been priced in, especially since we came up off of our lows at around beneath 117, all the way back up to 143 right at the end of last week. And so the market's jittery on Nvidia's earnings.
I'm just going to put this out there. I hate when people say something's priced in. Loathe. Blah. No offense, Josh. I hate that term, because what that means is that there's no chance that the price of the stock will ever move because all information is priced in. Blah. Give me a break. Nothing personal, Josh. I just hate that. If I'm going to zoom out on Nvidia, this looks like a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, all the moving averages crossing over. Like, this is textbook. Speaking of textbook, Mahesh texted earlier and he said he went to Costco in California to buy eggs. Like, apparently the only thing they do in California is buy eggs. And he said he bought like 15 dozen or something crazy. And then he said he's already got 5 dozen at home. So he's like, I got 20 dozen eggs now. And I'm like, bro, you are literally this. You are causing the stage 2 uptrend in eggs right now. So I just thought that was super funny, and I wanted to relate that to the Nvidia stock.
And so this is one that's going to absolutely cause, it's either going to lift the markets or it's going to smack them down even further. Let me take you into the SPY, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm watching there for a reversal. Let's go check it out. Okay, I'm going to keep this very simple. If you guys remember,
yeah, I am all ears. Tell me what you're looking for a reversal. Ooh. Hang on. Zoom in as well. So these circles here are closes below the 20-period moving average. The SPY just does not want to go down. All right, let's see.
Last week, I talked about the fact that we were going up on low volume or decreasing volume. And I said that whenever we get these red days, then the...
Oh, you mean market breadth wasn't helping push the stock up? Been screaming that since January 27th.
Volume spikes. And I actually compared this to this move back here where we were yet again going up on low volume, but when we finally got to the sell-off, that's when the volume spiked. And this isn't a news story. I've been telling you guys that the volume and momentum have not been in line with price. And the other...
No, and it's really market breadth. It really honestly boils down to market breadth. Because imagine all of these people are the stocks that are pushing up the market, right? The S&P 500 is made of roughly 500 stocks. So imagine if all 500 are down there, screaming buy. If all 500 of them are screaming buy, what do you expect to happen? If all of the slices of bread are screaming buy, the bread is going to get more expensive, okay? But imagine half of them are saying sell, half of them are saying buy. Then you've got a weak trend, right? The market is really being pushed up by, as you would expect, a handful of stocks because it's a market cap weighted index. Let's go to like the last month, right? If you look at the last month, this is crazy. Look at these giant red ones here. Absolutely bonkers, right? And the market has not gone anywhere in the last 2 months. It's been sideways for 2 months at this point because there's not been enough participation, right? There's not been enough bright greens. Oh, we get an ad. Sweet. What the hell? Where did that go? Come back. Sorry. There's not been enough bright greens to really justify, in my opinion, that the market is going to be pushing higher. Not at all. So, not surprised here. I want to go to the 3-month. Again, not a lot of bright green. There's so many ads. It's like obnoxious right here. But point is that market breadth has been going down for a while now. And now the price seems to be catching up with breadth.
A big concern that we have is that we're actually not far enough off of the top of this market for this to be a full-fledged correction. We actually had a correction back here. Let me give you the percentage. We had a correction back here when we got to 5.45% down from the top. But the truth is we can actually get a full 10% down from the top. Now, I'm not predicting that.
Oh, of course we can get anything. My point that I wanted to make is if you thought this was fear, if you thought a 5% down move was fear, because let's be real, when this was happening, like I saw it all over social media, crash inbound, blah, 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 with a 5% pullback. And now they're already starting that again, crash inbounds with not even a 3% pullback. When we get a 10% correction, it will look like the biggest, bloodiest mess you have ever seen. It's going to be disgusting how bad the market reacts because people have not at all been respecting how the market can absolutely sucker you in and take you out. And if we had extreme fear at 5%, and we already have fear at 2.9%, bro, just wait. Just what you'll never see candles this big ever in your entire life.
That right now, I will tell you that the next major area of support is back at 585. That's where there was some consolidation last time. But if we were to reverse soon, if we were to actually make a higher low and not cross beneath this previous low, well, then the markets would be telling us that we're actually going to be shooting up to this 620 area pretty quick.
Okay, hang on. Let me remove all these segment annotations. So what he's saying here is if we, where is this tool? So when you're in a trend, you want to see higher highs and higher lows. That wasn't the most beautiful drawing, but you can already see here that we have a lower low on this point here. So let's go to AMD, which I love to rag on because this is a perfect example of lower highs and lower lows all the way down at 104. Oh my gosh. 104 for AMD. By the way, Celsius, this, my friends, is what I've been telling you is a gap and crap. A 30% up move, give it 3 candles. Look at that. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. I'll wait. This is what a gap and crap looks like. And how many candles did it take to find out? 17? No, 3. Let's go to Palantir. This is a gap and go. Okay, now things changed. Now it's looking like it's going to be a gap and go and then go back to crap. But this is what you need to be watching out for with earnings. A gap and go, beautiful. Things did change right here with Alex Karp selling his shares. Gap and crap, right? If you bought into the hype with Celsius right here, you're hurting bad. How down is it from here to here? It's only down 20%. Only down 20%.
Quickly. But what is this chart missing? Well, this is actually a pretty ugly chart right now with, I would say, a huge problem. It's a candle problem. And it's the fact that there is not a green candle here, okay? Nor is there a long wick on the bottom of this candle. And you can see that every time we've had reversal moments back here where we had a huge red candle, the market found its bottom, went lower, but ended the day with a green candle, right? And we're in the same boat. This candle tells me that we are absolutely going lower tomorrow, and we've yet to get our reversal candle moment. And so just be mindful that, yes, this market is absolutely pointing down right now. While I've got the chart.
Josh gets it. So what is he? Why did he title it impending pump ahead? I don't know, maybe we'll get to that point. But Josh gets it. He sees the trend, right? He knows the outlier trend template is the 10 under the 20, price under the 50. Now, if we leave this alone for a few minutes, the SPY is on a move. Like, it absolutely could just pop right back over. We'll have to see about that. This is on a 5-minute chart. But yeah, that is one long wick right there.
Charts up. Let me just go over a couple other charts. I talked with you guys many times. We've
Mikey Mike, did you ever play music in school? Right, I played the trombone. I played the trombone. Funny story. So my younger son is in what is he in? He's in 4th grade, and they're playing recorders in 4th grade. And I remember when I was in 4th grade, which was like ancient history at this point, and trying to do the recorders, my brain and my fingers didn't talk to each other. Like I was really struggling with, like, it was exceptionally difficult for me to do that. And when I got to middle school, I started playing trombone. And trombone, bro, easiest instrument ever. You don't have to push a single dang button. It's just sliding that shit around all day. And I played it in middle school, I played it in high school, and I played it in college. And I met my wife in the college marching band. That's the story of how we met. But when I learned to play music, all that mumbo jumbo, as I would like to call it, all that mumbo jumbo on a page on the sheet music actually made sense to me. And I could walk into any situation and confidently play the music. I want you to have that sort of comprehension, understanding, readability on stock charts. And so that's why I like to go through these videos. That's why I like to look at these with you. That's why I like to give you these pro tips as we look through all these charts here, right? Like AMD, you could either listen to somebody who's never played music before, and that person's like, oh my God, it has to go up, right? It should go up from here, right? Or you could listen to somebody who's been playing music since 2009, who's been taught to play the music by who are some great guitarists like Slash and Jimi Hendrix and Carlos Santana, right? The greatest. And then when he tries to tell you this is how you play the music, you go, huh, okay, maybe he's right. Maybe he's onto something. That's the sort of comprehension that I want to give to you. This is why I love to do this. So, Mikey Mike, you are incredibly welcome for being able to help with this. And yes, super band nerd. You have no idea. I was in the band fraternity. Oh, I loved it. The Kappa Psi. Let's go all day.
Covered Palantir. And I came out here and told you all throughout this area to hold on. We were going higher. And then right at the end, I said, guys, right around 122, it's time for this thing to fall apart. It fell hard. I'm just taking a moment here to remind you guys that the area of support on this chart is between 80 and 75. But I also want to remind you that.
So he's talking about Palantir. And I mentioned this many times on live streams. A close under the 10 is an exit signal for me. If you are a Palantir holder, like I know Tom Nash is, and Tom may be watching this because you know Tom watches. If you had closed under this point here, you would have saved yourself 21% to the downside. 21% to the downside just by closing under the 10-period moving average. Why the 10-period moving average, Chris? This must be magical, right? There's something special about it. Did you get this at Hogwarts? No, I got it from my friend Steve Burns. The 10-period EMA is the indicator of the short-term trend. Right, when that breaks, the short-term trend is actually down, and it's been pretty ugly under Palantir.
That we don't always get all the way back to support in one move. If we dropped all the way from the recent highs down into the middle of this zone, that would be a pretty incredible pullback. That would be a 38% pullback, which may or may not happen. And the truth is that we're actually in an area here where we've come back into an area where we actually could bounce. But I'm going to tell you that we still don't have a green reversal candle. And so unfortunately, you just can't try to guess the bottom on these. It would be far better to.
Josh gets it. Josh gets it. Yes. Finally, we found another channel that gets it. Oh, wrong button.
Get 2 green candles. I want to remind you guys why we wait for 2 green candles. You're going to have a green candle every once in a while in a downtrend. So it'll be red, 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 green, right? And that's
okay. This specifically right here, this is a trading in the zone concept. If you haven't picked up trading in the zone, I really want you to do so, because when you're bleeding, like Palantir is a great example. When you're bleeding like this, right, and you see red, 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 and then the one green candle, that one day, you've ignored all the reds, and the one day you're like those meme stock guys where it's like, let's go, moon, right? Lambos are food stamps. Ah, yeah. And then you have completely lost the plot that we are still moving down. That's what happened with AMD, right? They had a few up days here. People lost the plot that this was still a very obvious stage 4 downtrend. And then they're getting wrecked once again. New lows, 104.50 right now.
That's the bulls attempting to fight back, because they're not just going to roll over for the bears. But unless the next candle goes green, then you have no confirmation of a reversal. So you've got to get that second candle to go green, right? Or the candle that went green has to be so powerful and so strong, the top closing price has to engulf the previous red candle. That's the only way that you've got a buy signal. And I just wanted to point.
Interesting. Okay. This is a decent example of that, where the top of this candle is greater than the top of this candle here. That might be considered engulfing. I don't do candle patterns at all. It's just not my thing. Francis also asked a question about chart patterns. I don't do those either. Reason being is that they're subjective. They're, I used to give the example. Now listen, I made 2,000 videos on YouTube that you can go watch before you ever heard of me. Okay. One of the things I used to say was, I can't draw a pattern to save my life. I couldn't draw an upside down pineapple staircase cheesecake bull flag pennant because they don't make sense to me. I don't see them. But I see data and I see moving averages, and that is not subjective at all.
Point out that the SPY, just like Palantir, has not given a reversal or a buy signal just yet, which means that there's more room for this to go down tomorrow. Now I'm going to take you into a chart that I do like, and it's one that we attempted to trade here recently, and I'm going to hopefully bring back a little bit of hope on it and tell you what it is that we need to see tomorrow, because we got what we wanted to see today. We just need to see follow through tomorrow. Let's go check out that stock. And if you guessed, I'm talking about Reddit. And I also have another stock for you that we talked about in the last video that's showing really good strength, and I'll share that next. Let's go look at the Reddit chart. What we've got here on Reddit, and we've talked about these levels, this 160, 180 is a good level. It's actually stopped its free fall there. And then today we actually had it drop below, but it gave us a potential reversal candle. This is a hammer candle at the bottom at a key fib level of support. And so,
okay, I don't do fib levels either. Fib levels to me,
this one,
like you're just drawing on the chart, just hoping for the best. I don't like fib levels, Josh. No offense. It just, to me, they don't. It makes no sense to me. This is a classic 10, 20, 50 outlier trend template that's bearish. Your 10 is under the 20, price is under the 50 right here. This is a bearish trend, my friend. I mean, I wouldn't buy this with your money right here. No way. But hear me out. But if Stocks with Josh is correct, and maybe you do love Reddit, and maybe you do want to buy some of it, right? Imagine, instead of buying it on the way down, let's say like at 200. Yeah, let's use an even round number of 200. Instead of buying it at 200 on its way down, why not wait, let it figure itself out, and then you can still buy it back at 200 when it comes back up, if it comes back up. If it doesn't, it could look like this. Okay, do you see the difference here? Like every downtrend starts like this. And you can't tell me, oh, Chris, you don't know what we're talking about. Every downtrend doesn't start like that. Yes, it does. It's math. Did I type it in wrong? RDDT. Yeah. Yes, it does. It's math. It's literally math. What has the average price been over 10 days? What has the average price been over 20 days? What has the average price been over 50 days? In a downtrend, they go down. In a downtrend, you cannot look at this and say, you know what? This is the bottom. This is where it's going to go up. If you know how to do that, you literally have probably, I would guess that if Josh knows that this is the bottom of Reddit here, he probably has Nancy Pelosi on speed dial and he calls her up and he's like,
Yo, Nancy, what's up? I need to buy something, like anything. I don't really care what it is. What do you got? And she's like, hey, Josh, what's going on? I'm like 87 years old and worth like $3 billion because of my stock picks. You should buy Reddit because I'm going to buy a shitload of it. And yeah, it's going to go up from here. And he's like, sweet. Thanks, Nancy. Bye.
I'm pretty sure that that's what the conversation was. If that happens to be the bottom, and that is the only way that you are going to pick a bottom.
Was a buy signal for Reddit, right? And I gave the buy level in the Stocks with Josh Discord, but I'm going to tell you that what we want to see next is we have to see another green candle open and close tomorrow above 166. And then it could be that this is really going to have a nice move. And I'm going to tell you that my targets are 184 and then back to 206. And so I am looking at this one for tomorrow for additional additions to my position. This is one that we're trying to regain a little bit of lost ground on it. I think that there's a lot of things that are very close to a turnaround moment. I think the market is having these huge elevator down moments, but I think that we're not going to fall off a cliff. I don't believe that this is the beginning of the end. I believe that we have yet to reach the top of this market and get a true blow off top on the S&P 500. And so I believe that we're going to continue to trend up, but we're seeing this roller coaster move. Like I said, this slow climb and this fast drop and then a slow climb again. This is what distribution looks like. I've talked about it so many times, and there are different types of distribution. I mean, you've got when something pulls back, but it's getting ready to go higher, that's just consolidation. Distribution is much wider price moves, and that ultimately leads to a bigger decline. And so I want you guys to just be mindful that you want to consider, what are you doing? Are you investing? Are you swing trading? This is a swing trader's market. In the Stocks with Josh Discord, I dropped new trade.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and wrap it there because I got to put some trades on. Hope you don't mind. Let me introduce myself real quick. I am just a random guy on the internet. I know. But my name is Christopher Yule. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where we save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. Now, I want you to rank this video, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so already. So in the chat, drop your ranking. Here's the deal. This is one I would give a 7 to. I don't give 7s. Nobody gets a 7s. And I know half y'all are about to throw 7s in the chat, but it ain't going to happen. I would rank this one a 7 because he gets it. He totally gets it. But the Reddit calling the bottom right here, that left a bad taste in my mouth. Because like legitimate, he understands like the SPY, like he totally gets it on the SPY for sure. He totally gets it on Palantir, but yet he's having a different course, a different viewpoint on the exact same data for Reddit. In fact, let's look at those 3. Right, you've got the SPY, you've got Reddit, which looks exaggeratedly like the SPY. Here's the SPY, here's Reddit, and then you've got Palantir, which Palantir and Reddit look very similar. So I don't understand why he's giving one such excitement, such bullishness, yet the other one he seemed bearish on. I don't get it. I don't understand why. So that's going to take him down a peg for me. No offense, Josh. Clearly you know your thing, and you must have Nancy on speed dial. So Josh, I personally want to see what everybody else has ranked you before I throw a ranking in here real quick. But I do need to take a screenshot and throw on here. All right, where are y'all ranking it? I see 5s, 0.4s, 6. I knew somebody would do it. I knew somebody would. 6, 5. It would have been better with a piccolo. That was a good one, Marty. Let's see. Nobody gets a 7 from Chris. That's right. Let me just go ahead and do it.
Nobody gets a 7.
6 1s. No, I don't feel like 1 is the right. I don't know. It wouldn't be forgettable for me. But you know what? I really appreciate you throwing your ranking in there. Some 3s. No, Richard. 6s, 4s. I'm gonna throw it in the 6 as well. Like I say, he knows what's going on. He gets it. He understands the market. But I just his contradictions really got me. And so I'm gonna throw it in a 5.5. Yeah, I'll throw it in a 5.5. Still in the same spot. So thank y'all so much for participating in that. Be sure to hang out because we absolutely will be trading here in just a moment. So I got to blow through this member highlight. All right, member highlight. I just want to highlight a couple things real quick, or a couple people real quick. JMac on Outlier, we need to cultivate sit-out power. Yes, I was at the gym and I saw that, and I had the biggest smile while I was doing my tricep pushdowns, thinking about you today with that. So that was really good. Thank you for that. Over also in the share your big wins. Where is that at? Oh, geez, where's that? Share your big wins. I saw something. Look at this. My big win this week was learning when not to trade. Between the two arrows, all of my trades were winners. Then all of a sudden, they stopped coming. Or if I had one win, I had one loss. Then I learned what this market breadth indicator is for. I'm backing out of my positions now, waiting cash for the upswing again. Something that should happen soon. So, and I've told y'all to do exactly what, who did this? Hey, hang on, stop, get out of the way. Big Belly. I told y'all to do exactly what the Big Belly did, which is look at the market breadth and compare that to when you put on trades. How did that work for you? How did that work for you? When market breadth was increasing, did you make more money or not? I would venture to say you did. I would venture to say that your trading felt really effortless when market breadth was going up. Now, he made it look beautiful by throwing in all the moving averages, right? And then doing some zoom ins. He made it look beautiful. But this is nothing different than what I've been telling you for weeks now. Nothing different at all. So I really appreciate that, Mr. Big Belly. Be sure to share your stories in the Discord. And of course, the first rule of Outlier is you tell everyone about Outlier. And I actually said that in our Discord earlier today. I said, let me roll up, or maybe I roll down. Where's me? Here. The market is now getting to the point I'm ready to put on shorts. I need at everyone to share the word about Outlier because we've been calling for this pullback since January 27th. And we have the same data. You and I have the same data. You are separating yourself as one of the best compared to the rest. But it's your duty to help everyone else too. Like, and I want you to actually feel like that is your duty. Hey, over there's Mahesh. Mahesh, our CEO. One thing we encourage you is that you don't follow all the buy and sell signals. We have other supporting data to make sure that we look at it. In fact, I saw that. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet. They were asking about the AMD buy signal. So a buy signal within a downtrend is equivalent to me of a close your shorts in a downtrend. So let's go to that real quick. It is a good question. It's a very valid question. When it's inside, I'm gonna have to zoom out a little bit. When it's inside of a downtrend and you see a sell signal, that to me is a sell to open, like right here, a sell to open. And then it continued on down, and this would be a buy to close. So imagine you bought puts here, and then you closed your puts right there. That's what that means to me. So that's a really good question. I am not at all going to fault you for having that question. Now, hit the like button because we're about to get trading here. What is Outlier and what does it do and how does it work? Well, old Uncle Warren would say, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Outlier shows you when investors are acting irrationally fearful or greedy and by how much, allowing you to get into the stock before the Outlier move happens. And you could get into the annual pass for just 82 cents a day over at outlier.com. You can save 64% if you're on a monthly trial. We'll go ahead and upgrade you if you just shoot us an email. We'll take care of the rest. Now, my style of trading, I call the golden ticket trading strategy, and it's where only price pays. When it's bearish, I want to see the 10 under the 20, price under the 50, the Outlier trend template on the SPY. And we certainly do. 10's under the 20. It kissed it. It's right there today. And price is under the 50 as well. Now, here's the thing, and I want you to always remember this. There will be times where I'm wrong. There will be times when I am wrong. Okay? It 100% could go up tomorrow. It 100% could go down tomorrow, or 100% could go nowhere tomorrow, right? We as traders can be adaptable. We don't have to dig our heels in, make YouTube videos and say, AMD has to go up. Palantir should go up from here, right? Reddit has hit a bottom and it will be going up tomorrow. We don't have to do that, right? We trade the data that's in front of us. And right now, the data says this is a bearish trend. Hands down, cannot be argued with because it's just math. Next, trade in the direction of the market breadth. And as I've mentioned many, many, many times, I actually need to go to the full stocks. and then we go over to the 10 EMA, and we scoot this over here, we can see it has been going down. Market breadth has been going down. Hang on, I saw a comment that caught my eye. Chris, I have to tell you, I already appreciate 3 stock channels, you, Felix, and Joseph Hogue. Oh, thanks. So it's going down, as you can see here in the market breadth. It's going down, as you can see in the market trend. And do you know what that means? Some of you have never seen me trade before until today. We have a sell signal. We have a sell signal on the SPY. Yes, I grew up in Texas. We got the market trend is bearish. Market breadth is bearish. And the sector breadth, there's a couple bullish sectors, but overall, they are bearish. And I'll talk about that more in a minute. If I had any trades on at this point, I would look to reduce risk. I would look to take off trades. And here's something that I picked up in this morning's video that I wanted to include in my slide deck, right? Anytime we put on a trade, and I'm going to reinforce this every single time, there are no expectations for this stock. I have no expectations if it's going to go up or down, right? I have no profit targets for this stock. I have a plan, and I have a plan. What I expect is for one of these things to occur for my exit signals, right? So I have no expectations for what the stock is going to do. The only thing I have is an expectation to get out based on one of these signals right here. So let's go to the next step. I did make a new one of these that's for the bearish side. So we want to look on the screener for positive backtest, over 1 million shares, daily volume, sell signal, less than a 5% move in the last 5 days, all market caps wide open to me, greater than $20 because I'm a snob, heat map, R40 or less, and then any G value. The heat map moving down, and then a red overlay. So if we were to look at one of these, it would be like red overlay. That means a red overlay means that it has the trend template going down. The heat map right here, we want to see in the fear. What else did I put on there? Heat map between R40 and G whatever. Less than a 5% move in the last few days. That's because we want to make sure we get in before the outlier move starts, not after the outlier move starts. And greater than $20. So this is what I look for when I go to the screener. It looks something like this. Now, unfortunately, this is not shareable over to you. But I mean, you can save it based on my criteria. You can take a screenshot, and only one passes for today. One single stock passes my very, very strict criteria today, and that's IBN, and that's in the financial sector. So what I wanted to mention was the financials do have negative breadth. You can see right there. And so that's what we're looking for. Now, the next step is just to run it through a really simple scanner over on TrendSpider. We're looking for a few things. No order blocks in the way, no earnings in the next 3 days, the 10, 20, 50s moving in our direction. And in this case, we want it to be below the prior high. Now, this was a little bit iffy earlier, and this is on, where's it at? No, this one, IBN. Listen, I made the joke the last time I traded this that IBN, some IBN. And yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, because it was getting kind of close to above yesterday's high. We don't have that issue today. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. It was getting close to yesterday's high when I looked at this about an hour ago. As of right now, I don't see an issue. No order blocks are in my way, so I'm still looking good on IBN. Next, if I had more than one to look at, I would say look at the highest back test and work our way down. What do I mean by that? If I go back to my screener, sorry, I closed that just a moment ago. Here's IBN right here, and you can see a few from the last few days. 69% outlier return versus 46 or 76 or 7 or 52. Right, I would go with the highest back test and work my way down. Oh, Brian says he found IBM as a short. Good to know his brother could be on his list too, IBM. Then on the sector heat map, I've been talking about this more and more lately. I want to see the sector also getting more fearful. So if I go to IBN, here we go. Dad jokes abound, by the way. Going to 3-month here. We can see the sector is losing its greed. This one seems to have gotten a little bit less fearful, and it seems to have flattened out. And I was talking to Mahesh earlier, and I believe that we need to do an update on the heat map output there. because it seems like it's stuck at R11 for some reason the last couple of days. But to me, it looks like it's okay. And that's what I wanted to find out from Mahesh. So the data should be there. I think we just got a little bug right there that he's going to work on. But the sector is getting less greedy. The stock itself seems to have peaked in its fear up here and seems to be turning back around to me. That's what I wanted to see. Now, I would look at the expiration at 21 days out. Now, we're going to go to the IBN options chain. If you've never seen an options chain before, I get it. It can be extremely overwhelming. Very, very, very overwhelming. I'll never forget the first time I looked at an options chain and I saw that I said, I don't know what all these numbers mean. I just want to make money. How do I make money? So I'll do a very, very quick explanation. On the right-hand side are our puts, the bid and the ask. This is if you're going to sell it. This is if you're going to buy it. You never, ever, ever want to sell naked options. Please never do that. So we're going to be looking on the right-hand side. We're going to be looking at the ask column right there. Next, starting at 21 days to expiration. Looking at here, you can choose different expirations. I always like to go with the monthlies. There's the most liquidity there. March 21st is 24 days away. So that's good. Next, I want to see 250 or more open interest. Now, we actually got a couple strikes that look great. So we've got the 29 with 7,000. We've got the 30 with 491. Lots of open interest here, so that's not a problem. Next, I want to see less than a 50-cent bid-ask spread. So looking at this, so if I go with this one here, it's 491. It's only a 10-cent wide bid-ask spread. I like that. Next, 20% or less extrinsic value. Extrinsic value goes to zero on every stock every time, no matter what. So this has 6 cents of extrinsic value over $1.90. What would that be? 6 divided by 190, 3% extrinsic value. That looks great to me. So then usually puts us around 80 delta. This one here is between 70 and 90. So makes sense to me. I have no reason not to take this trade. And here's the thing. When a trade sets up, you have to follow your plan. I'm going to follow my plan here. You have to follow your plan. And by doing so, you're following your own map that you created. So there is no fear. If something happens, if it goes the other way, that's fine. That's part of the map, right? That's part of the game. That's part of how it's played, right? If one of these things happens tomorrow, that's okay. I didn't have an expectation on the stock. I had an expectation that something on this would happen. Something on this would happen, and I can move on. So I don't want you to ever feel fearful in a trade. I never want you to be fearful in a trade. Sometimes you'll make money. Sometimes you'll lose money. But if you have a solid plan in place, it doesn't matter because you can continue to do this over and over and refine the trades, refine your plan. So for me, I love it. I want to take the 30 strike. So this is the March 21st IBN. The March 21st IBN 30 strike puts. Now I'm going to go on my other screen and put it in the business account. So this is the IBN March 21st. This is literally the first puts I've bought in 2 years, maybe 3 years at this point. It's so funny. 30 strike. Get the right quantity for you. In fact, I do have a really, really, really handy tool for position sizing. You can just, you fill in your details over here. This is in the VIP Investors Toolkit. Let me show you where to get that real quick. Up here. And you go over to, where's it at? Up. Here. No. Sorry, where's it at? Portfolio sizing spreadsheet. It's this fight right here. You put in your details and you just type in IBN and then it'll give you a position size that makes sense. Hey, do not send super chats. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do not send super chats. I don't need it. I don't need your money. So I appreciate that very, very much. And because of that, I will absolutely for sure take a look at that, but please don't send super chats. So this will tell you what your option size would be based on your criteria that you put in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that trade real quick. I'll tell you where I got filled. Okay, so we're looking at the 30 strike. I'm going to start it at 185. See if I can get filled at 185. Okay, that's working. drag in, replace the order, 190. And don't be scared to push up your price. You want to push up your price if you want to get filled. Okay, I'm in. I'm in IBN. Fill price was 190. So usually at this point, I'll go and throw this over in the Outlier trading room. But Just Making Money wants to look at VNET, and I want to do that before the market closes. So we're going to look at VNET, and then we'll mark up the charts. I'm sorry, I did it wrong. VNET. Ah, VNET, what a beautiful trend right there. That is what you want to see right there. 10, 20, 50, all pointing north. Now, I thought I saw earnings. I guess I didn't. Beautiful trend right here. You do have an order block. It's a bit ahead. Well, it's 37% off. That's fine with me. Now, do we cover VNET? We cover 2,500 stocks. So let's look at VNET. Jason, that sounds sick. I love that idea. Okay, you can see right here, we got the buy signal here on January 3rd, and it's been in a beautiful run. Look at that. Now, the G values go from 0 to 50, and right now it's sitting at a G42, so it's really, really high up there. Here's what I would do in this situation. Because it is close enough to the 10, I feel like that's an appropriate time to start using this as your exit point. You don't have to, but this is an exit point that I would take. If it closes under the 10, I would get out. But here's the other big thing. Here's the other big ultra major thing. I wouldn't trade anything long in this market whatsoever. Not at all. So VNET looks incredible. I would just keep that risk really tight because this is a beautiful trend right here. But I would not add or put on any new positions long here. So Just Making Money. Dude, you're killing it on this trade. Way to go. IBN 30 strike. No, not call. Did I say call? If I said call, that was a total mistake. I meant to say put. 30 strike puts. I got it filled at 190. 190. So the next step that I always do for accountability, is I put this in the Discord, right? It's been a hot minute. So let's go over here and let's get my template because I'm lazy. So there's a closed template. That's a closed template. Where is an open template? Hang on. This is great content. I know. Here we go. January 23rd was the last time I bought a call. Today is 225. Trade number 1. Bought the 321, right? Yeah, 321. 25. IBN. 30 puts for 190 when it was trading at, let's call it 28. That's a little higher than that, wasn't it? I think it was 28.20 when we got in. 28.16 right now. 28.20. Okay, now this is the fun part. The fun part is putting on the trade. What you need to do if you want to be a pro trader, if you want to make money, you need to go figure out where you're going to get out. You need to know where you're going to get out. So I had one of our outliers actually suggest this really sick little tool, which actually throws my ATRs here on the chart. Bearish ATRs. Now, I know this looks crazy. Just relax. I know this looks crazy. Just relax. I can throw my opening right here at 28.20. I can throw my half ATR, which is where I'm going to get out, right there. I can throw my 1 ATR, which is where I would roll it, and my 2 ATR, which is where I'd roll it. And then I can turn these off because it's like terrifying. Look at that. Now I got my levels on there. That's so sick and so handy. So if it goes up to the half ATR, I'm out. Period. Full stop. You can't make me hold that. If it goes down to here, we'll look to roll the puts. If it goes down here again, we'll look to roll again. So that is how you set up a trade, right? That is how you follow your rules right here. Follow the rules. Oh, we should also point out, what level was it at on the heat map? Let me go back over here because I need to type that in. IBN Hey, Eric, happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday, my friend. Okay, currently it is at a heat map value of R11. My rules say any R value of R11 or greater, I give it a 9-point spread. So I'm gonna look to exit at a R20, which isn't all that much. Isn't all that much, but that's okay. Sell into strength at R20. So now I know where I get out if it continues to push forward for me, but I don't want it to get too far because, as we've discussed before, when that fear and greed map gets really, really high, that behavioral heat map gets really stretched, it can snap back like a rubber band. So I want to take my profits while I can take my profits. And I believe that is everything on here that I need to look at. Got this in here. So yeah, that is what you need to do after you put on a trade, is specifically with no doubt whatsoever, if something happens, if one of these things happens, I will get out no matter what. And I'm not going to have any expectation on the trade. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. Totally okay. What does roll the puts mean? Good question. So we just got into the 30s. If it works for us, we could roll up to the 29s. And the 29s have tons of liquidity, so I think that'd be great. Meaning we can keep the trade alive as it's going down, take partial profits off the table, and keep the trade alive, and free up capital for even more trades. It is straight voodoo. It's one of the coolest things you can do in options. Looks like Sean got a better price than me, 188. Very cool. Awesome. So here's what we're gonna do. We got a couple minutes left before the market closes. I want to look at a few of your charts, and you guys know what I'm trading these days. So I'm gonna add this to my main list, and we'll come back to it. But throw it in the chart. Let's or throw it in the chat. Do not super chat it. Just gonna put that out there. I saw it. Use a stop loss at half ATR. Yes. Oh, good question. When it wicks up through my half ATR, I don't care. If it wicks through my 10 EMA, I don't care. I'm only looking at a close price. Good question. Good question. The Decadent Wolf wants to look at CL. I assume that's Colgate Palmolive and not CL like futures oil. So Colgate Palmolive, I mean, it's definitely a 10, 20, 50 price moving up. You got the market working against you, my dude. Always remember that. The market's going to push this down. If the market were moving up, this would be up even higher. Right, I'm putting that out in the universe. If the market were up, it would be up even higher. Additionally, you've got a couple order blocks right here. So this one does look like it might have a bit of a headache coming through. Jean-Louis looking for shorts, WDC. Oh, snap. Okay, WDC got... Oh, I hadn't got a chance to really use this in earnest today. WDC got... WDC got monkey hammered to death. Oh my. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that twice. So yeah, ooh, that was a good one there, Jean-Louis. You're on a roll, my dude. 10, 20, 50 pointing south. You got some order blocks down here at 32. Nothing really in your way. Let's look at WDC over here. Okay, this one's next. FCX to short, because this was on my radar a couple days ago. Like exactly on. In fact, I'll show you. It's on my, hang on a minute, where'd it go? Screener, bearish, apply. I swear FCX was on my screener a couple days ago for shorts. Oh, I know what it is. If I take off this and apply. There's FCX right there. Literally yesterday, had a sell signal. Okay, back to this. WDC. Jean-Louis, it's still deep in the greens, my dude. Like, that sector is going down. The heat map has a long way to go to catch up with it. Meaning, I think you've got some legs on this one. You definitely have some legs. Just, of course, know where you're going to get out. Let's look at FCX. All right, FCX we've got an order block right here that it's bounced right up off of. 10-20-50s crossed down. I mean, I would be interested in a short because the market's trending down, market breadth is trending down, and then this stock is also trending down. Tyler says, I think I need to watch the last 15 minutes 12 more times to figure it out. Oh yeah, dude, don't stress. We do this. This is literally my job. If you want to think about it that way. So listen, that's all we're going to cover for trades today. Well, that's not right anymore. I need to not go to that slide anymore because I have a new trade in IBN short. Now, this is something I do want to start encouraging. If you're an influencer of any size, we actually do want to work with you here at Outlier. Shoot us an email and we can start the conversation how we can start working together. Of course, tell me in the chat what you're looking at. And hang on. Sorg, we say exit price closes a 10, crosses a 10. You do it just for yes. So imagine, let's go to IBN. Imagine that it gets close to this point around the time that we meet, right? That's the purpose of meeting at this time. When it looks like it's about to close over, that's when I'll get out for sure. And did I misspell that right? No, I want an influencer. Only influencers. We don't want influencers. We want influencers. Thank you, FS. God, you guys were right on that. Thank you very much. If you're an influencer of any size, we want to work with you. Send us an email and tell me what you're trading in the chat. But don't forget to come back tomorrow. We'll help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. Now, YouTube is going to pop up a couple recommended videos. I recommend you watch one of those, and I recommend you have a fantastic afternoon and come to the live stream tomorrow morning. We'll talk soon.